For this class, you can use anything, literally anything. You can use a blackboard if you have one and use chalk and then try different compositions here, there, and best part about this, then you can erase it and keep drawing it again and again. Otherwise, if you don't want to go this boring and black and white, then you can use a lot of material. There is unlimited amount of material. You can use markers from your, if you are an adult, you can use it from your kids art bag, or you can get these temple markers. These are very good. These are in different colors and it gives you a really good impact of drawing as well. It's easy to color, it fills in, it's vibrant, it comes in so many varieties and you can get it from any store. Otherwise, if you want to go in details, you can use color pencils, and these are also easily available. You can keep coloring it. It's very, very therapeutic for adults as well to color in boxes and compositions, and if you are a hobby artist, this is very good for you. It is fun. Otherwise, if you want to go for more towards painterly mediums, you can use a palette of watercolors, and these are very easily available at any art shop. You need some brushes, some round brushes, or we are not painting in acrylics, so we can use any kind of brushes. We are just doing plain painting, so just small brushes of different sizes will do, round shapes and flat shapes, however you want to play with it, because this is about you are going to play with compositions and learning to make unique compositions. These are, if you are an artist, that you will have these brushes in your studio already. You can also use ink as well. The drawing inks are very easily available. You need round brushes for it, and then you need a palette for it, and you need a container as well. Any old container, I use chickpeas container, or mushroom or old food containers are very good for water. You need a drawing book or sketchbook or anything you can use. Otherwise, you can use some cutout shapes as well. I like to make my compositions with cutout shapes because it is recycle. I like to recycle. It's good for environment, and it is a cutout from some old drawing to understand where I want to keep something, and I can keep using it also for every artwork I'm going to draw. We don't have to go with a square or a basic shape. For example, if you have something which is unusual, some images that you have chosen to draw, such as I love to draw flies and self-portraits and combine with other gory images in my artwork. So there are different kind of options and elements and symbols that you want to use. So let's go with these rectangles here. I can place my rectangles here. Let's place it here. Now that we know that where to place our focal point, I will look for the focal point here, center. I don't want a central composition. I actually want something very different. So what we can do is, let's go with the different kind of balance here. Like this part is aligned with this part, and there is a thin line. We will balance it out in our composition later on. I am going to place it here. Let's create some rhythm, and this part, it doesn't have to be equal amount of alignment. I can place it here, half of it. This is connecting with half of this shape, and there it is here. So this was third quarter, this was half of it, and this is like on the corner of it. There it is, and then can be some more on this side of this canvas. We don't have to go for lines and rectangles. We can go for something a chunkier as compared to these thin lines of these small tiny shapes. We can go something chunkier. So there is a bit of rhythm. We started from the backwards to the forward. I mean, I didn't choose one big chunk of focal point here. Sometimes you can start, depending on the artwork and your choice of imagery, you can start from different places also, because it varies from artwork to artwork. So once you have an understanding of balance, rhythm and focal point on your canvas and in your artwork, in your compositions, then you will be able to put your images very easily. Once you have these exercises down in your head, you will know how to compose your compositions. This is also good for photographers and designers and illustrators who have to combine a lot of elements in one composition. So if you are one of those creative professionals, this is how you can improve your unique compositions. So this is, I started with the rhythm 1 2 3. I started with the rhythm this time instead of a chunky shape on the paper and starting from the focal point. So this rhythm is the focal point right now. There are different varieties of compositions. There are so many options, as I have explained earlier, in your composition. So what we are going to do is 1 2 3 4, and I can place it here, but then we have a lot of negative areas here. I can place it here and we can work on this side, or I can just place it here and get done aligned with this one and done with the composition. So this is balancing each other also. There is some rhythm and there is one chunk also. It's not happening a lot and it's a very clear composition as well. You can add more elements to it. You can add something from here and a square shape over this side and then make it more complicated as well, but it totally depends on you. I can place it here, align from here, if it goes from there to here, and then there has to be some connection with your previous elements if you are joining it together, because otherwise it looks very disconnected. So if we see, there is some negative areas or all on this side as well, which is making viewers eye move around your canvas. There are chunky elements as well. These are chunky squares, and there is a rhythm as well. This time we didn't start from the focal point towards balance and rhythm, but we started from rhythm to balance and focal point. Let's play with this one. I can make it more complicated and place it here. And we have another square. So this square is of same size, so we can place it here, align from here, and on different sides, unexpected, side of the other element also. It has to be some connection to each shapes. Let's play it here. And we don't have to place in the center. We can place the half of the box shape here, and ta-da! This is our composition. There are so many unlimited numbers of compositions that we can create only with balance, rhythm, and focal point. So we can play with our compositions, shape, image, and there are so many things that we want to put it on our blank canvas. So what should we place on our blank canvas? That's the question. This is like $1 million question actually. So let's be very experimental. I will choose the tiniest square, which is red, to place on my canvas. Where should I place it? We cannot place it in the center. We cannot, if I place it in the corner, that can be something, but if I place it here, then it's like an object. It's placed very far away. So it is like views as well. There is another class for viewpoint as well. If I place it here, then we have a lot of things. For example, if this is a turtle sitting in the corner, so this is all going to be sand. So there are different kind of varieties of compositions that we can play with and make our artwork very unique. I'm going to place it, for being very simple right now, and place it in here. This is not in the center and it's off center as well, and we are having an equal amount of negative spaces from both sides. If I place it here, then we have a lot of negative spaces and this is not balancing. So let's start with, when you are using your focal point on your canvas, then it has to balance with something. It makes your artwork very easy to go with, and you need to have balance is the first key, then you can create rhythm. So remember this, that balance and rhythm go side to side. First we place focal point and then we use balance to place our objects and images and elements in our canvas, and then we use rhythm to make it unique. Rhythm is like cherry on the top in any art composition, but it has to have balance also. It's like if you are wearing red, so you wear all of the accessories and shoes and watches and shades and hats and red. If it's all in red, then it will look kind of ridiculous and not balanced. So balance it with something else when we are dressing up as well, to break the saturation of one color or anything like that. Same goes with art composition also. So I am going to place it here where I have placed it before, with the balance of from side. Okay, there is some balance, and now we have a starting point to start with our composition. So where there is a circle, I can place the circle here, but it can be an interesting composition if I place it here, or if I can place it here as well. It's the off center. We remember this, that in your compositions, this is how we are conditioned to use our images. For example, if you are making an abstract drawing or a landscape or something which is in close towards expressionism, and it's not a regular still life, so then you don't place everything on your lower ground, you can place it anywhere. So I am going to use these are also grounds, and 1 2 3 4 sides, and we can use our object to be placed somewhere here. It looks like I can align this circle with this square as well and place it here. So it looks like, for example, just to be on the fun side, this is our square and there is a circle entering the canvas and it's like falling, or you see the movement, because circular circles are associated with movements. So it looks like, kind of that it's falling here, and we are starting to see from here, and we are looking at here as well. So we don't have to choose the big ones. I will choose this one, and to break, if I put it here, it will break this kind of curves, which is using which has been kind of imaginary line that we have. We are either looking here or looking here. So either if you look at here, then there is a curve and you go from this side to this side, or this side to this side. So this is a very balanced composition. If I don't even place anything else, it looks very balanced. It's good for artworks and those artists who work with minimalism. So that's how they compose their artworks and paintings, and anything. You have seen a lot of sculptures like that. Most of the high-end artworks are very, very highly minimal and in unique compositions. There's a lesson of Mark Rothko of compositions. You can watch it and learn about his compositions. It's very simple, just paints, and because he knew how to put his composition and which color where, that's how he got to this point that we are following his artwork. So here we are, this is one composition. It's going to be very minimal. I don't think that we need to have anything here, or if I put it here, then it's breaking everything else. So this is something which you can use in the minimal artworks.